you continue going down deeper and deeper and deeper until they do say it. But they will never say, it's okay, I got your back, you're not alone, we'll get through this. Evil people will never, ever do that because they want to eat you. All right? You are their cattle. So the more you go down this path without a very strong impulse off of it, it makes us eat ourselves. We create that reality, whether or not it's abstracted or direct. So that's the thing. You know, I wanted to talk about this in the last set of discussions with you guys, but we really do create our intent in the world. Sometimes, or most of the time, it's just very, very abstracted. All right? So let me use a computer as an example, okay? Our desires were to have instantaneous communication with one another all across the globe. Every human being that we could possibly muster into the collective consciousness and be able to instantaneously communicate with those people. And we also wanted to have as much information in our hands as possible. So there was a lot of positive intent behind the creation of the computer. And while when it first started, we just had a transistor, or even before then, we had vacuum tubes back in the 1940s. I believe back in 1947 was when the first transistor was created at Bell Labs. It started off with a very simple object of technology. And then we started replicating that and building onto it until eventually we got to the point where I have a computer in my hand called a cell phone, a smartphone, that has more power than all of the technology we used to get to the moon back in July of 1969 by about a factor of 1 billion. 1 billion. With a B. Probably more. So, we manifested, albeit slowly and abstracted, our focused intent into material reality on the world. You actually are a creator on this world. You really are. You really do create what's in your mind and heart. You really do create it. All right? But then you have things happen like what happened in World War II, and, you know, millions upon millions of people die, and Europe hates itself now, even lo these 70 years later, and will not forgive themselves. And Angela Merkel is trying to manifest that self-loathing into material reality by destroying her country and her people. And she is a symptom of that self-loathing, that she got into that high position of power. You really do create what is in your heart. You really do. Even if there is a negative momentum trying to push you back, if you're a positive person, you will still have an impact. It's a ripple effect. Hence the picture on my YouTube channel. It is a ripple effect, okay? But the more you get outside of this whole scheming thing and you stop hating yourselves, the more direct that manifestation of your focused intent can be. All right? So instead of you having to use technology to change the channel on a television, aka a remote control that uses infrared and stuff like that to change the channel, maybe you could blink your eyes and the channel changes. Or maybe you could snap your fingers and the channel changes. I know, sounds crazy, doesn't it? That you might actually be able to literally directly in front of you manifest focused intent upon material reality instantaneously. Well, guess what? That's what Jesus did. He turned water into wine. He healed lepers, etc., etc., etc. And guess what he was doing? He was telling us to love ourselves and to love one another. Think about it, guys. Stop with the self-loathing. Embrace your masculinity.